Okie dokie. Hi, everybody. It's Bonkai922. The Hunter x Hunter episode review and the chapters, I will do them later tonight. But right now, I figure I'd get some first impressions in. Two, actually. This one first, and then after that, I'm going to do one more. Okay, now this series from the summer, I think might be getting some mixed reviews here and there. Because what I found out about this show, which is Aldnoah Zero, if I'm saying that right, Aldnoah Zero, DD might be selling, I don't know, was that the same guy, I believe his name is, right, Gen Urobuchi. This guy is he's like, I don't know what's about him. He's done everything. He did Fate Zero, he did Psycho-Pass, he did Madoka Magica. He does all these series that give you a what the hell kind of feel. And really just like crazy how he writes and everything with the animes he does. Now, I found out that he was only going to be doing creating 3 episodes. The first 3 episodes. And I was like, oh shit. And I had mixed reactions. So, I found out who's going to do it after him. And I was like, oh, I don't know about this. But, be as it may, I still decided what the hell. Still stuck with it. Now, like I said, 5 episodes, I do first impressions. And my general aspect is this. Half of me is saying, yeah, this is kind of like, this series is taking some things, and it is similar to some things. I'm going to say it's similar to Gundam, but here's the thing. The main character is a whole lot better than majority of the main leads in a few Gundam series. I would say Gundam Wing, and everything in between. Now, what I will say, though, is this series does feel like Robotech? To some way. Got that feeling? Because I believe in Robotech, you got the main... You have people on Earth, and this alien force comes in, attacks them and shit. This is kind of similar in a way like that. But synopsis-wise for this series is basically in 1972, the Apollo 17 mission discovered a hypergate to Mars on the surface of the moon. Soon a war breaks out between Earth and Mars. Martian soldiers begin to descend from the sky, riding steel giants intent on exterminating humanity. Now, don't get me wrong, the first 3 episodes, top-notch shit. What you expect from this guy. What's his face? Got his name. Let me go find it. What you expect from, what's his face? Gen Urobuchi. Yeah, Gen Urobuchi. You expect it, because the first 3 episodes was like, holy shit, it really pulled you in. Now, as far as episode 4 and 5 are concerned, I still think it's there, and I'm still gonna watch this series, because the main character to me is fantastic. Okay, Like, there aren't that many. I can only pinpoint a few mechas where they do this, where the main character is actually a guy who plans shit out and he strategizes and shit. I guess I could say probably Gundam Wing, maybe Gundam 00, a few in between, but there's very little robot mechas where the guy's actually strategizing when he's fighting. And this is one of them. And that's why I still think, like I said, half of me is saying it's a Gundam ripoff, it's a Robotech ripoff. But the other half of me is saying, wait a minute, the main character is pretty good. And it's enough to suggest that it's got me interested, at least, to a good extent. If anything else, I will watch it for this main character, which his name is Inoho. Kaizuka Inoho. And Inoho, he's pretty cool. He thinks, he strategizes, he finds ways to defeat the Martian mech pilots. He finds ways. And let's be honest here, the mech pilots, man, their mechs are advanced as fuck. This one guy is piloting a mech, and anything he touches gets disintegrated. And I'm like, whoa. That's really crazy. Like, it just disintegrates. Holy shit, you know? Like, there's this one scene where the girl, her father, is gone. And I'm like, oh my god. Then there's this other one that's fighting. He's got like a plasma sword. And I'm like, holy shit. And still, in both instances, Inoho was able to trump these guys, piloting less advanced mech. No? And some people are going to say, yeah, but that's bullshit the way that went down. And I say no. But that, no. So far, I'm digging this series. And, and to a certain, at least for that extent. Now, from the 5th episode, it's been determined that there's some shady shit going on here with these Martians. And they obviously are trying to cause a war so they can kill humans and rule. They want a war, so, sort of unlike Hedrickson from Seven Deadly Sins kind of thing, because they want a war. So, and from what I'm seeing so far, as far as from the 5 episodes, I can say that at least deserves notice. Now, I know Rick told me he doesn't. He doesn't like it. And I can understand where he's pointing at. I can see what he's talking about. But the way I look at it is this. If the main character was wimpy and a piece of crap, then I would say, yeah, this is just a piece of shit. But the main character is actually pretty good. And true, there is some similarities between, I would say, Robotech and Gundam in this series, and it is kind of but I still think this series has some redeeming qualities. I mean, it is kind of Gundam-ish, it is kind of, kind of feel, but even though it has that, I still like it, because you got this kind of struggle within with the Martians, and the fact that they're doing shady shit, and pretty much the emperor, the freaking emperor of the Martians, he's not even noticing this, that he's being fooled and everything, and they're going to go to war, and it's just like it's pretty crazy. But from what I've seen, it's a good series. Where I rate it as of right now, a fair 8 out of 10. Now, listen. There have only been 2 episodes after the fact when Arabuchi stopped writing the script. So, I can't really go on much based upon, you can't really go on 2 episodes from what I've seen. So, but that rating might change. Now, I'm probably not going to end up reviewing Glass Slip as a whole anime series review, because I have a feeling that it might go down, unless it surprised the fuck out of me. Then that's the only way. Something really shocking has to happen in Glass Slip for me to do an anime series review for. Now, as far as Aldnoah Zero is concerned, as of right now, like I said, 8 out of 10. Even though it does have those kind of boring similarities to Gundam and to, I guess, Robotech, I still think it can bring out a good thing. But like I said, I'm only basing this on what I've seen so far. Because remember, the guy who was originally the writer, the guy who did Psychopaths, Madoka Magica, and Fate Zero, he did the first 3 episodes. This other writer is doing past episode 3, episode 4, 5, and so on and so forth. Can't really judge his work yet based upon only 2 episodes. So I will continue watching. And if at some point it really dips down and I'm like, what's going on here? And it really, really just, if it keeps me entertained, if it keeps me into it, the story and the characters, and they get a little bit better, and the main character gets really good, then I'll continue watching. I'll review it. But if it doesn't, then I'm absolutely not going to. You're right. But for now, I would say 8 out of 10 based upon these 5 episodes. That's not a lot. And I understand what Rick was saying, and I understand what most people are probably saying about Aldnoah Zero. But still, I think it deserves to at least give it a shot. Give it a shot. And I personally like it because here's the thing. Rick said Gundam. Here's the thing, though. Guys who are I wouldn't say Gundam. I would say more Robotech. Because that's what it feels more like. Because it feels like, the humans, they're piloting robots that are far less advanced by miles ahead than the Martians are. So, you can't really, and I think that's another reason why I feel that Aldnoah Zero should be at least considered to watch through. You might be surprised with yourself. You might be. I thought, so far, like I said, it looks good. But, only 5 episodes. We have to wait and see. Okay, so that's the story, people. Bankai 922. Well, first impressions on this. We'll see where it goes with this series. I mean, it could go south. If some of the characters go south, if the plot goes south, and things happen I just don't understand, and, people just, I don't understand what's going on, then I might not do a review at all and say, it just dipped down at the end. So, we'll see. I'm Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. After this, I'll probably do Ghouls. Ghouls is going to be different. I'm going to specifically see what happened and how I judge it. It's going to be a fair judge. It's going to be a fair judge with Ghouls. I will promise you that. It won't be as bad as you guys think. So, yeah. I'm Bankai 922. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.